केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching the News Hour special edition. I'm Pratibha Chandran with video journalist Mukesh. We're joining you live from Ayodhya, Ram Ki Nagri. It has been the dream of millions of devotees across the country, and it has been for decades and generations together. For many, it was about march. For some, it was about giving their life savings. For some, it was about being imprisoned. And also for some, it was about a lifetime wait. But for millions, crores of devotees, even if they were not part of the movement, they had their entire faith in the Ram Mandir. It was never about the structure. It was about what it embodied. It was about how the devotion of the entire country came together for the Mandir. It was a long legal dispute. And the devotees always believed that if the temple is built in Ram Nagri, then the ideas of Ram would also embody what was happening here, would guide the people of Ayodhya, the trust, the devotees, everybody else here about justice, about truth. But that appears to be completely betrayed, because that's the story from Ayodhya, as the donations, the offerings that were made to the god have been stolen systematically over the last 2 to 3 years. A special investigation team has been formed, and now as investigations are going on, tomorrow is the D-Day, because the Ram Mandir Trust will be meeting for the very first time after these details emerge. What does this indicate for the trust? Is it going to be dissolved? Is it going to accept the resignation of Champat Rai? How is it that the trust members were not aware of the chori taking place for so long? All of this happening under their nose? Or are they also involved in this? All of these questions and the politics around it as well, because while the RSS has claimed that there could be a conspiracy behind it, the VHP has also gone on to say that those who are making these allegations must also prove themselves. Now comes in the opposition that says that those who were talking about the Ram Mandir and were talking about the ideals of Ram have now indulged in the chori from the very offerings that were made to the god. Take a look at the political reactions, after which we begin the debate.
कम से कम 20,000 करोड़ रुपए का घपला है। 20,000 करोड़ रुपए का सोना, चांदी, जेवर, लोगों ने 50-50 किलो सोना दिया, करोड़ों रुपया दिया, हीरे के हार दिए, करोड़ रुपए, पता ही नहीं किसी।
What happened in Ayodhya's treasury, 200 crores were misused or looted. It is no way better than Ghaznavi's loot.
अयोध्या के राम मंदिर से करोड़ों करोड़ रुपए के चंदे की चोरी हो गई। बताया जा रहा है कि लगभग 200 करोड़ रुपए का तो कैश ही चोरी हो गया और कई हीरे जवाहरात के बक्से चोरी हो गए।
राम के चढ़ावे के 5 करोड़ रुपए अगर चोरी होते हैं तो उसके लिए जिम्मेदार आपकी सरकार है, यूपी की भी और केंद्र की भी।
All right, let's talk about what happens now. Who is responsible? Who is accountable? And were the trust members really not aware of what was happening? This is a mandir that was built with so much devotion. And can we let those who were involved in this theft get away easy? Joining us on the broadcast, Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Sriraj Nair, national spokesperson of the VHP. We have Rahul Ishwar, activist. Pooja Mishra, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and Somnath Bharti, former Minister of Law from Delhi government, and Nikhil Jain, political analyst, joining us. But my first question is to Tuhin Sinha. We had a conversation last week as well on who is accountable, and it was the same response that we are going to fix accountability. But it's been many days after the raids took place. It's been almost close to 35 days or more. What is the action that has been taken, Tuhin?
Good evening, Pratibha. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I'm so happy. I'm so glad you have been able to visit the Ram Temple in this difficult time, and I'm sure from your visit you have seen that the fervor in the Shraddhalus, in the devotees has only increased. Now the point is, the farcical, the fake tears of the Samajwadis and the Congress party will dry up very soon. But our quest for justice in this case will continue unabated till the last wrongdoer is brought to book. Insofar as what has happened till now, SIT was constituted by us. SIT has been doing a reasonably good job, which is one of the reasons why the Supreme Court did not take up the issue when it came up for hearing last week. So far, 8 people have been arrested, more than 30 have been questioned. Many of these people try to make it seem that Champat Rai ji will not be questioned. To my understanding and knowledge, even he was questioned for many hours last Friday, and tomorrow a very important meeting of the Ram Mandir Trust has been called. I have seen the agenda of the meeting. It is fairly focused, fairly comprehensive in the present scenario. And I'm also going to the extent of saying that should we at some point realize that the SIT has been inadequate, we will be the one to go for CBI inquiry. I don't want to talk comparison, but just to explain that we have been prompt in taking action. The Sabrimala gold smuggling case came up in 2020-21. The SIT was constituted 4 years later, that too after the intervention of the Kerala High Court in September 2025. That has not been the case over here. We have been prompt in taking
Tuhin, talking about the action that was taken after it came to light, after the theft had been taking place for 2 to 3 years. This is according to the very same society that you're talking about. An organized crime that was taking place, theft that was taking place for 2 to 3 years. The questions are on the trust. You're making comparisons with the other governments. But the question is, what was the BJP doing? Were the trust members not really aware of what was happening? You mentioned Champat Rai as well. Tomorrow the decision is going to be taken, but our sting operation done by Times Now also very clearly shows that even now he continues to take meetings. He has submitted his resignation, yes, but he is continuing to hold meetings. So he is still very much a part of the entire system. So where is the question of accountability and what is the action that has been taken? Why is there a delay? Opposition also questioning why the big names have not even been named in the FIR.
Pratibha, the trust should have filed the FIR earlier. Instead of carrying out its own investigation and trying to locate the money, the trust should have filed the FIR earlier. Now, when it comes to the other, accusations which have been made in the last couple of years, as you mentioned, see, we know for a fact that the Samajwadis and the Congress party have any which way, tried to spread misconceptions. So, yes, I mean, in hindsight, there may have been an error of judgment. There are times when we should have reacted earlier because, but if you look at it right from the start, they have spread some misinformation, some misconception or the other.
It is very, very costly. This is about the devotees of the country. This is about a Ram Bhaks, and this is coming from a party that said that it is going to protect the rights of the devotees. I want to bring in Sriraj Nair as well because the VHP has also said that there are many allegations being made, but there should also be a proof of these allegations. But Srirajji, right now, the questions have been raised on the trust. And, money has been recovered, 20 lakh rupees being recovered already. But there are talks about how every single day about 6 to 8 lakh rupees were being taken. Devotees money being taken. Is this a time for the RSS or the VHP to say that there may be a conspiracy, that political leaders are trying to take advantage of? These questions are not being asked by just the opposition. These are the devotees asking questions.
Well, Madam Pratibha, SIT has been formed. 8 people have been arrested. SIT has asked for more time. We at VHP are very, very, very clear. We don't want to shield anybody. We don't want to protect anybody. The law has to take its own course. Whoever has been found, whoever is going to be found guilty, will have to go. And Champat Rai ji and Anil Mishra ji resigned. Now the problem. Now you quoted about Mr. Alok Kumarji's letter. Now there has been a lot of hit and run happening. In 2021 also, this Sanjay Singh and his gang, they bought in the scams in the land purchase. And once the elections were over, when the results were declared, where they went, they only know. Now Ram Gopal Yadav, it's saying 20,000 crore scam. Somebody 50,000 crore scam. So all this hit and run is happening. Just looking at the 2027 UP elections. So that this is all sensationalizing the entire issue. While we all are saying yesterday, Dattatreya Hosbole also came out with a statement.
Who is the one who opened the gates for these allegations to be made? But Srirajji, you also have to speak about who is responsible for allowing these questions to be raised. There is money that has been recovered. There were people who are very close aides of Champat Rai who have been arrested, who have been named in the FIR, and that's the reason why these questions are being raised.
Fine, Pratibha ji, but nobody is denying that there were definitely lapses, and the SIT is working on it. Now here our friend Tuhin said about Sabarimala, it was after the High Court directions that SIT was formed. Here, in this case, in Ram Mandir case, it was a trust.
So then in that case, let me also mention what the Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh has said, because he said that back in 2021 he has raised this issue with the authorities, but nothing was done. So then if you take that timeline, then again those questions come in. Why was action not taken? Because Sanjay Singh says that he has raised these issues back in 2021. He spoke about misappropriation of funds, but no action was taken. In fact, our sting also shows that a priest from the very same temple also goes on to say that many were aware of what was happening, but they were scared that if they say anything, they will be called Ram Virodhi, Ram Drohi, and that's the reason why they couldn't complain.
See, Pratibha ji, Sanjay Singh was called by the SIT. So I am very hopeful. Whatever proofs he has got. In 2020, it was a hit and run case, which Aam Aadmi Party is famous for. And they apologized. Even Rahul Gandhi has apologized just a few days back. So they have been habitual offenders where they accuse and they run away. So this time, SIT has called Sanjay Singh. Okay. So I am hopeful that he might have given all the proofs. Similarly, Ram Gopal Yadav should be called, Priyanka Vadra should be called, Sanjay Raut should be called. All these people who are just, being political vultures, just looking at the 2027 election, they should be summoned by SIT.
Okay.
And then
so let me get Mr. Somnath Bharti to respond, because the Aam Aadmi Party had raised this issue, and even now the response is that there are hit and run statements that are made that this is political vulture. This is the reason why opposition leaders are now suddenly talking about Ram Mandir. When it was being constructed, the opposition leaders were not in favor of it, and now suddenly they're sensing political opportunity, which is why they're speaking about it now.
Just a moment, I'll just play a little video, and that would be, then I'll speak up. See. This is the video showing how was he, received. Nitin Nabin ji, the BJP's president. Bhagwan Bajrangbali is dancing in his welcome on the road while he is standing on the Rath. Okay. So this is the respect they have of our deities. Tell me, let me ask Mr. Tuhin, do you approve this sort of use of Bhagwan Hanumanji? Tuhinji, you are a scholar person. That Bhagwan Hanumanji is dancing on the road
if you can,
in the honor of your president, Mr. Nitin Nabin. Do you approve this?
I can't see the video from here, but again, Aam Aadmi Party is known to peddle fake videos. So unless I see it properly, I will not be able to comment on it. You can suddenly, bring out anything, and you have been known. Your party has been known for
let me say that again. 1 second,
party,
sir.
Kejriwal is known to apologize.
Second,
Kejriwal has a history of apologizing. So unless
so
I
saying,
verify,
Mr. Somnath Bharti, that.
Unless times now,
okay, Mr. Somnath Bharti, but you're saying that it is the BJP that is anti-Hindu. Okay, I take your point. I want to bring in Nikhil Jain as well, because Nikhil Jain, the BJP has responded, and by questions Samajwadi Party, it says that it is the same party that fired on the car sevaks. So on the Congress Party raising questions, it says that it is the same party that denied the existence of Lord Ram, going on to say that that's the reason why People are seeing that these are crocodile tears, that the opposition leaders don't actually worry about Ram Bhaks or Lord Ram or the Ram Mandir. This is nothing but political opportunism.
Pratibha, first of all, those charges by the BJP are fallacious because it was not the Congress party that said that Lord Ram does not exist. It was the ASI which said that there is no archaeological evidence, but I will not get into that. Let's for a moment assume that all the opposition parties are political vultures. None of them are honest. None of them have any love
at
for
the time, which was
Lord
the Congress
Ram or
government.
Hinduism or anything. What about Shankaracharya Swami? What about Shankaracharya Swami Mukeshwara Anand Saraswati ji? Is he also a political vulture? What about Nipendra Mishra ji? Is he also a political vulture? What about Santosh Dubey? Is he also a political vulture? What about Dhirendra Shastri? Is he also a political vulture? What about Brij Bhushan? Is he also a political vulture? For those of your viewers who may not know, Brij Bhushan is an ex-MP of the BJP who says मैं कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहता मैं बोलूंगा तो दिक्कत में आ जाऊंगा, इसीलिए तो मैं आज तक राम मंदिर नहीं गया क्योंकि मुझे पता है पहले दिन से घपलेबाजी चल रही थी. संतोष दुबे is a very active worker of the VHP who was involved in this Ram Janmabhoomi movement, who is now going around making all sorts of charges against Champat Rai, some of which I don't think it's very right for me to reiterate on your show. Dhirendra Shastri is the Kathavachak who's very loved by the BJP ecosystem and by the Prime Minister himself, who's saying the same thing. And Nipendra Mishra is the person who was the chairman of the construction committee of the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust, who was also the special principal secretary to the Prime Minister Modi, and who was also the Chief Secretary under the UP government when the firing on the VHP workers were done when they were out to desecrate the mosque. Be that as it may, the fact is, Pratibha, it is not 2-3 साल से चोरी हो रही है. It is 1989 से चोरी हो रही है. And this is not me saying it. This is people who've been involved with the movement saying that VHP is not charged with just doing some chanda gaman in the past few months. VHP is charged with embezzling silver bricks, gold bricks, money, cash, jewelry, all the way back from 1989. In 1989, they were collecting silver bricks and gold bricks for the Shilanyas of the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. They have never presented any record. There is no record of the people who are donating jewelry and bullion in the Dan Patra of the Ram Janmabhoomi temple. There is no clear record of a lot of other donations that are made. People are not given receipts. We have seen the Sindhi Samaj coming out with proof that we have given 200 kilos of silver and yet we have not gotten receipt. Sanjay Raut says that his party has given over 1 crore to the Ram Janmabhoomi Trust, but they don't have a receipt. Individual after individual, whether it is of a caste group, a community group, a religious group, a political party.
Has this incident now given ammunition to the opposition to raise questions on the entire movement in itself? Not just what has been happening over the last 2 to 3 years or after the construction of the temple, but what has been happening right from the beginning on the Ram Janmabhoomi movement in itself. The opposition is raising questions.
Pratibha, I'm not on the movement. I'm not on the movement. No. Pratibha, one very important correction. I am not on the movement.
I never thought.
I am on the role of.
I never thought.
Okay. You're saying questions on the VHP. All right, questions on the VHP. That's what Nikhil Jain is saying.
I never thought, Pratibha, first of all, I never thought, a day would come when the Congress party would croak, when the Congress party would quote Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. And since my friend Nikhil is so inspired by Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, he may suggest to Kharge ji to make him the party president of Congress party in Uttar Pradesh, because anyway Congress is struggling in Uttar Pradesh. Now, I want to ask Nikhil Jain, what is the distance between Delhi and Kabul? 1100 kilometers. Rahul Gandhi, after becoming the member of parliament in 2004, rushed to Babar's Maqbara over there. What is the distance between Rai Bareli and Amethi? Merely 120 kilometers, but where Rahul Gandhi was invited for Pran Pratishtha, he not only did not attend, he subsequently called Pran Pratishtha Nach Gana. So this is the credibility of Congress party, and in all humility, in all responsibility, I want to submit that there may be issues, there may have been lapses, there may have been glitches, but Congress party and Samajwadi party are not equipped to speak on this sensitive issue. If there have been lapses, of course, all of that will be proved. But to make a blanket statement that, all of this has been happening from 1989 without any evidence, I think the VHP is within its rights to sue him. And I think, the VHP representative, my friend, will respond better to that allegation.
Okay, all right. Questions from 1989, but I want to bring in Pooja Mishra on the Samajwadi Party question, because Tuhi says that yes, there may be lapses. Yes, it may be happening for the last 3 years. That is for the SIT to find out, or we're even ready for a CBI probe. But he again goes on to say that the opposition has no right to raise these questions. You are in no position to raise these questions because Rahul Gandhi has not even visited the mandir. Akhilesh Yadav has not visited the mandir. Your MP from Faizabad has not visited the mandir. Samajwadi Party has fired on Kar Sevak. So what moral position do you have to raise these questions? Pooja Mishra.
Good evening, Pratibha, and good evening to fellow panelists as well. Let me correct you. Samajwadi Party MP Adhish Prasad has visited Ram Temple several times. And talking about what happened in 1990.
Not the consecration took place.
At that time, the four of the Sankaracharya also didn't visit it. We question their authority, their respect to Bhagwan Sri Ram, their Astha as well. You can't question. It's a matter of Astha. And on the other hand, Bhagwan Sri Ram itself allows us to question. We have the moral responsibility and we have the constitutional responsibility to question whatever is happening in Ram Temple. And talking about the misinformation. The misinformation was spreaded by Champat Rai. When on the 7th of June, Samajwadi Party President Shri Akhilesh Yadav did expose regarding this scam which was happening in the Ram Temple. What Champat Rai did, he lied. He made a video, said that there is no such case found in Ram Temple, and despite now he agrees that since April he knew it. If he would have been a Ram Bhakt, he wouldn't have lied. But he lied. That's question again against the trust. Again, talking about the Vihip, he's questioning in the Ramcharitmanas it is written, Pratibha, Samarat ko nahi dosh Gosai, and Vihip has proved it. He hasn't mentioned the name of Vinay Kattiyar. He hasn't mentioned the name of Santosh Dubey. He hasn't mentioned the name of Subramanian Swamy. He has the problem with the only opposition leader who are questioning them and mentioning the amounts. These people are also mentioning the amount, but as they are, Samrat ko nahi dosh Gosai, as they are in power, that's why I can't question. And again, he said that vulture, yeah, we are vulture, the Sampati. When you talk about the Bhagwan Sri Ram, you forget about the vulture Sampati, the vulture Tayu. Yes, we worship them. And talking about Bhagwan Sri Ram, you even don't have that much of knowledge. You just quoted a vulture, the Sampatis, and Jatayu, what they did in for the save of Sita, everyone knows. And BJP spokesperson said that we are not equipped to question, but the trust and the BJPs are equipped to loot the Bhagwan Sri Ram temple. And one more thing.
So you're saying you're ready to be the Jatayu, but Rahul Ishwar, why should the BJP say who can question and who can't raise these questions, whether it's the opposition or whether it is anybody else? These questions are also coming from the devotees. Can the BJP really decide this is your past stance on the Ram Mandir? You can't raise these questions. Embezzlement is embezzlement. Anybody can raise these questions, and these are questions that are also coming in from the devotees who have put in their hard-earned money for the mandir.
Absolutely, yes, Pratibhaji. You know, I had the great privilege to be at Prana Pratishtha, and on the same day, I also went to the Babri Masjid spot, the new mosque coming up spot, and I could give contribution to both those places in a humble way I can. See, when a devotee's money is taken, it is a right of devotees to ask. So beyond politics, beyond tutu meme, we need a court-monitored probe. Only when a court-monitored probe is there, truth will come out. Otherwise, whichever party, for example, in Kerala, when Sabarimala theft was happening, CPM was at the helm. So CPM will be trying to guard their own people and their own ecosystem. It's common knowledge. So beyond BJP, Congress, or left parties, what we need is a court-monitored probe, either Uttar Pradesh High Court or Supreme Court monitored probe, so that the truth can come out. I think everyone will agree that some gadbad has happened, some theft has happened. The number may vary. Somebody will say 7.5 crores, somebody will say 20 crores, somebody will say 1,400 crores, somebody will say 20,000 crores. We don't know. See, only the extent is debated. We all agree that a criminal activity has happened in a temple. And one more structural reform should be there. Every temple, church, mosque and ashram should have a right to information. The devotee of that particular denomination should have a right to question. That means the devotee of a temple, church or mosque or ashram do have the right to know where our money is going. That's the reason why a right to information should be applicable to all these places of worship. I'm a devotee. I regularly go to temple, church, mosque, ashrams. I believe in Gandhism. So I believe in every religion. So we go there. But we need to have a right to know where our money is going. And this is not about politics. And I beyond politics, I believe a person like Modi ji will take stock of the situation, and Modi ji will express a position. We are all waiting for what Modi ji is going to say when our nation's top leader speaks. I hope that will come, and along with that, Sri Rahul Gandhi should also take a position. We don't know where Rahul Gandhi is, so the shadow prime minister is the leader of opposition. So both these positions are going to be crucial, and beyond politics, we need proper temple scientific
but we did hear from the RSS. We did hear from the RSS on the controversy, and while they did say that there will be an investigation, it did also say that there has been some political exaggeration. And Nikhil Jain, the RSS also acknowledged that something may have gone wrong, but went on to say that there is political exaggeration taking place, asking people to be careful of this conspiracy of the people who are anti-Hindu, who are now latching onto the issue. One is the RSS response on this. What do you have to say about that? And secondly, as the trust meets tomorrow, what should be the decision that should be taken by the trust to ensure that the faith of devotees stay?
Pratibha, the first and foremost decision that needs to be taken is that the ownership, control and management of the Ram Mandir should go away from this trust into the hands of a judicially administered body. It is not within the right the same trust which has been, which has been involved in siphoning of money from the devotees, from Lord Ram himself, to be investigating into what is happening in the matter. First of all, very important point that a lot of us may not know is that the SIT, Special Investigative Team, which has been constituted by the government on the aid and advice of the trust, is not an investigative body. They do not have the powers that police or the CBI or the ED have. They are only an inquiry committee. So first an FIR should have been lodged. Good thing that the FIR has now been lodged. Good thing that people are being arrested. But when you have the national spokesperson of the ruling party sitting on your show and saying, "Oh, Champat Rai ji has also been called in for questioning." Mr. Tuhin Sinha, Champat Rai ji is the prime accused for embezzling money from the Ram temple. You need to be stern with the man, you need to be stern with the organizations involved, and only then can the devotees and the citizens of this country expect some fairness. But sadly, unfortunately, that's not something we can expect from the BJP, because they're intrinsically linked to all of this. There should be a judicially monitored probe. All the, embezzlement. Is this the biggest
back to the Free Temple movement, with so many questions being raised on whether the trust can actually run the temple or not, and on the questions that have been raised by the RSS as well? Closing words, unfortunately, to come to a close on this debate. I want to take the closing thoughts from Tuhin Sinha on the multiple questions that have been raised by the opposition leaders, by the devotees, by those who have now questioned what has been going on in Ram Mandir for so long. How will you silence the doubters, and how will you assure the devotees today?
First of all, I'm surprised that, Nikhil Jain has a problem with me using the word G, Champat Rai Ji, for a person who has been a founder member of the trust. I agree that till the point, if he is proven guilty, strictest action should be taken. But who am I to decide that? But it's the same party whose leader Digvijay Singh does not have any problem in calling Osama Ji, Osama bin Laden, Osama Ji. So look at the character of the Congress party. I'm repeating again, Pratibha, that we are more anxious than these people can ever be, because we have been invested in the movement for the last 3 decades, where these people were nowhere to be seen. And it is our responsibility, onus is on us to ensure that no wrongdoer is exempt from action, no wrongdoer goes scot-free. And all of that will happen in the next few months, because, we don't have the liberty of time either. We have to face the people. We have to go back to our family of 110 crore, Ram Bhakts and the community. These people will disappear overnight.
Okay. In fact, not just a law, you have to face, and the trust will also have to face, the millions of people who have put in their hard-earned money, their lifetime savings, their entire faith in the mandir. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is an important day, and we will continue to focus on what the trust says. Unfortunately, we'll have to leave it at that in the debate. And thanking our guests for joining us this evening. With that, it's a wrap on this debate from Ayodhya.